This story begins after the events of Dragon Ball Super Heroes. Many years later, peace reigns in the universes. After so many years of difficulties, the low-class Saiyan son Goku now enjoys retirement as assistant to the God of Destruction. He was not an angel, but he was always at the service of his superiors and friends. Vegeta, the current God of Destruction of Universe 7, and Beerus, the previous God of Destruction who, after his retirement, stayed on the planet that once belonged to him, now serving as an advisor to the Saiyan Prince. At this moment, we can see our protagonist meditating on a rock. It's enough. Thanks to Lord Whis, my concentration and meditation ability are such that I can stay like this for months without needing water or food. Although being immortal also influences that, I see that your meditation has ended, Mr. That's right, Lord Whis. How much time has passed? Your meditation lasted 3 months, Mr. Goku. You were undisturbed during that time. In addition, on some occasions, you unconsciously activated the selfish doctrine, although such increases in power did not cause any damage that could be considered serious. So I activated the selfish doctrine unconsciously. If I remember correctly, you told me that the pinnacle of this doctrine is to achieve passive permanence, just like the angels and the Grand Priest have it. That's right, Mr. Goku. The selfish doctrine is considered completely perfect when the user can use it as a base without restrictions and without exhaustion. I think you are now completely prepared. Your training with me has taken you to such a high level that you are now someone superior to the gods of destruction. Your power is such that you are the first and, in my personal opinion, the only mortal who has reached and will reach a level close to that of the angels. Since you started teaching me privately after Vegeta became a student of Lord Beerus, I realized the great progress I had made in a short time. I didn't think I would reach such a level. I didn't even realize it myself, Lord Whis. It's because your training was not dedicated to increasing your power, sir. The selfish doctrine is based on feeling and letting go of the body so that it acts on its own will and leaves aside all its limits. This is one of the reasons why your enormous increase in power was not noticed by you in the first place. You increased your power, but passively. All the training you did with me increased your power by leaps and bounds, but all your attention was focused on mastering the selfish doctrine. Now, Mr. Goku, coming to talk to you after the end of your long meditation is not the reason I came. So what is the reason you came, Lord Whis? This. The angel responds suddenly. Before Goku could react or say anything, his surroundings change and turn completely white. What does this mean, sir? Goku comments upon seeing the violent attitude of the angel. The Saiyan sees how his master rushes towards him with his arm extended, ready to strike, but Goku has not trained so much to fall to surprise. With great skill, he blocks his master's attack and counters it with a kick that is blocked by the angel's arm, who, using his strength, throws the warrior far away. Seriously, Whis, you're starting to look like me from the old days. What was the point of fighting me again, already in a battle pose? Mr. Goku, you have reached the level of the angels. It's normal that you want to test it with all your strength, so please go all out. After the affirmation and request of the angel, Goku only obeys. His black hair becomes a brilliant silver, as do his eyebrows and eyes, while a silver ori emanating power is present. If they were on the planet of the God of Destruction, they would have already made the entire universe tremble with Goku's mere increase in power. Without further ado, Goku disappears in a blur of pure speed that makes Whis alert instantly. The angel blocks the first incoming attack, but he cannot respond to the second due to the sheer brute force of the Saiyan's strength being enough to numb his arms. The powerful punch strikes Whis in the face, who backs up a bit, but immediately incorporates himself, launching a powerful kick that is blocked by his student, who, due to the force of the blow, is sent flying several meters. Without a doubt, that was the most painful blow I've ever received. Goku says nothing and only attacks his master again, who patiently waits for him. When Goku reaches him, they start exchanging blows at a speed that is difficult to see even for deities. Besides blurs, the only thing that can be seen are the shockwaves of the powerful blows of the fighters. After a mortal exchange of blows, the combatants reach a stalemate, where they choose to separate to catch their breath. I take back what I said. You're not close to the level of the angels. You're at the level of the angels. The angel's scream surprises the Saiyan. This is undoubtedly a facet of his master that he had never known before. Goku had never seen his master so excited. The angel, in his position, creates several energy spheres that he starts to throw at his student, who dodges them all with great skill, remembering that sequence he had with Jiren in the Tournament of Power so many years ago. In response to the attack, Goku creates a Kamehameha, launching it at the angel, who easily dodges the attack. What Whis doesn't expect is for Goku to use instant transmission to appear behind him and hit him in the back, separating him from the ground. At this moment, Goku takes the lead, hitting his master with numerous combos, which the angel cannot block or dodge well, so he is already starting to receive real damage. As the icing on the cake, Goku hits his master with a hammer-type attack in the abdomen, sending him to the ground again. Charging a Kamehameha, which hits the angel head in, creating a large cloud of dust. The Saiyan descends to the ground but stays alert. "Let's go, Mr. Whis. This attack is not enough to end the fight," Goku shouts. Goku's words were answered when several key spears went directly towards the warrior, who began to dodge them, but these spears seemed to have no end. The distraction was enough for Whis to appear on his student's back. Without a doubt, the attack was severe, full of dirt and blood. The angel hit Goku's back, sending him far away. Taking advantage of the space, he used several key spears that pierced the Saiyan, causing serious damage to him, which began to bleed abundantly. "I'm proud of how far you've come, Goku. I never thought I'd have a student like you, but this fight ends here," says the angel. In addition to impaling Goku with these spears, they buried the warrior in the ground, leaving him immobile and vulnerable. The angel knew this and took advantage of it to perform a technique that would end the fight. Whis would fly high and raise his arm, on which appeared a very bright white key sphere, which grew to the size of a moon approximately. This is over. The attack was directed at the motionless Goku, who at the last second managed to raise his arm and before the divine key sphere hit him. Hakai, Whis' expression of victory disappeared when his attack was surrounded by a purple aura that completely ate his attack. "I'm sorry, Mr. Whis, but we're not done yet." Getting up with difficulty, the Saiyan prepared and, after getting up, flew at a high speed towards his master. When he was about to arrive, the warrior prepared his ultimate attack, Dragon Fist. Goku shouts, flying away. From Goku's fist came a large silver-colored key dragon that apparently ate Whis, but in reality pierced him, causing such damage that even the angel's right arm disappeared from sight. Both warriors looked at each other while broad smiles appeared on their faces. After this fight, they no longer cared if they hurt themselves when falling. On the ground, a Goku who lost energy after using a technique he hadn't used in many years, along with the damage caused by the key spears, and Whis, who after receiving a Kamehameha and a Dragon Fist was severely injured. After a while on the ground, both stood up completely healthy and without any signs of having been fighting. Well, after this practice and skill recognition fight, tell me, Mr. Whis, what really happens? Lord Vegeta and Lord Beerus found something in Universe 7 and wanted you to be present to give your opinion and point of view. What did those two find that made them wait for me to make a decision? Teacher and student make their way to the location of both deities. Upon arrival, Goku sees his friend, battle companion, and rival Vegeta sitting calmly while enjoying tea. "Of all the people I expected to be having tea, you were the last, Vegeta. Whether I drink tea or not is none of your business, Kakaroto. Also, you finally deigned to wake up. We've been waiting for the end of your meditation for quite some time, and if it weren't for Whis stopping me, I would have already woken you up with blows. You cost insect. Well, ever since you became a god of destruction, you've been nothing more than a lover of destruction. It's obvious that you don't understand how important meditation is to someone who was trained under the doctrine of the angels. Cussed one, don't make fun of me. If I didn't need you, I would destroy you right here and now," says Vegeta with a cold and serious look. "I'm immortal. The Hakai of the gods doesn't harm me due to Zeno-sama's blessing. And if you succeed, you'll come after me because you'll anger the king of all." That, and I know you wouldn't end the only thing you have left of planet Earth. Stop fighting, you two, a pair of children. The topic at hand is serious, and we can't afford to play around at this moment. Goku, after Whis' teachings, did you learn about the existence of dimensions in the universe? Right, that's right, Lord Beerus. Lord Whis taught me that, in addition to galaxies, stars, and planets in the universe, there are also different dimensions that must be monitored in the same way as the main dimension of the universe in question to see if there is any nascent danger in them, although the odds are very low. Correct, and that's exactly what happened a few days ago. One of the dimensions darkened slightly, which means that an evil power began to grow in that dimension, and it must be controlled before it becomes too difficult to handle. Because of this, and because I can't take care of it, and the cat here is lazy, we decided to send you to that dimension to look for the origin of this latent darkness and eliminate it, so I would become the guardian of this dimension until I locate and eliminate the source of darkness that affects this dimension. That's right. Since you were trained in all areas by Whis, you can recognize the type of dimension with just feeling the energies and thus know how to act accordingly. I understand. Well, since it's your request, and as I said, I'll help in any way I can, I'll go there and find that evil source and eliminate it. Undoubtedly, this is a great change in the always childish and carefree Goku. Due to the passage of years, the acquisition of wisdom, and even more experience, plus the slow and mortifying loss of his loved ones, that Goku that everyone knew disappeared entirely, leaving behind a being determined and capable of anything to keep what little he has left. Lord Goku, would you like to take a bath and eat something before heading out on your mission? Oh, of course, Senior Whis. The truth is, I'm starving and I won't last much longer. Goku and Whis enter Vegeta's palace and walk towards the kitchen while talking. Vegeta doesn't seem to have changed much in terms of his attitude. I still see him as very normal. Senior Whis, the consequences of mastering the egocentric doctrine have effects in the long term. Senior Goku, Lord Beerus and I believe that Lord Vegeta will pay the price for mastering this doctrine in a few hundred years, if he doesn't abuse this power, clarifies the Angel Whis. You know, Senior Goku, the main reason why I took Lord Vegeta as a student in the first place is because Lord Beerus wanted him to take the path of the egotistical doctrine, even though he wasn't fit to learn this state. Since we met Lord Vegeta, we knew that his preferred doctrine, if he were to learn it, would be the egocentric doctrine. His personality, attitude, and pride made him the perfect candidate to learn it, comments the Angel in detail. But those attitudes and emotions would make him succumb to it if he were to learn this doctrine in the future, and he would be completely controlled by destruction. And that's why Lord Beerus, although it may not seem like it at first, after he became my student, he worked hard enough to have enough power to not have to learn that doctrine that would lead him down the same path that Lord Vegeta is on. Tell me, Senior Whis, and I want you to answer me honestly. Is there a high probability that I will face Vegeta again as enemies in the future? You are correct, Senior Goku, the Angel Whis responds. The heavy air that surrounded the master-student duo disappeared as soon as they arrived at the kitchen of the God of Destruction's palace. Whis prepared a great feast for his student and ate with him. They talked about more trivial topics while enjoying the food, not wanting to worry about the problems they will have in the future. Hours later, after eating, taking a good bath, and having a nap, Goku arrives at the Great Hall of Vegeta's palace and sees his friend. I see you've woken up, Kakaroto. I'm surprised that your fighting and training instincts have diminished so much over the years. A little, but what I did a few hours ago with Senior Whis reminded me how exciting it was to train and fight. That being the case, I'm glad I wasn't fit to learn that stupid doctrine. Well, everyone has their own views on training and combat, although mine was changed by Lord Whis, and I don't regret it. Changing my way of being gave me a break from myself that I didn't know I needed. Those urges to train and fight had already done a lot of damage. A radical change in my way of being was more than necessary. Anyway, I'll leave you to have dinner in peace. I want to talk to Lord Whis to learn a little more about the dimension I'll be in charge of in a few hours. Outside the palace, so here's Lord Whis. I thought I'd have to look for him longer. What do you want, Lord Goku? I would like to know a little more about the dimension I'm going to travel to in a few hours. I understand. Well, I would like you to discover most of its traits yourself, but I could give you some superficial information. As you know, Lord Goku, the way to enter dimensions is through portals created either by the Kaioshin or the Angel of the Universe in question. Also, although in our multiverse Ki is the main and most destructive energy, in the different dimensions of all universes, you can feel and use other types of energy. Dimensions also vary in size. They can be the size of a galaxy or the same diameter as the universe itself. The angel clarifies. This is knowledge that you know and understand. Now, because these dimensions are separate from the main one, deities of the universes cannot pay full attention to them. Therefore, on many occasions, dimensions turn out to be places of chaos and destruction because there is no control over fatality and natality. I recommend that you be careful, because you may encounter mediocre or overly powerful beings, not enough to defeat you, but enough to give you an even battle. If these enemies can or have sealing techniques, then they are a real danger. I understand, Lord Whis, this will undoubtedly be a new experience. Now that I think about it, since Ki is the predominant energy in the multiverse, if this dimension has a different energy, can I adapt my Ki to this energy? This is how it goes, Mr. Goku. Adapting your energy will help you combine with the beings you encounter and thus avoid several questions. Well, Mr. Whis, thank you for the explanation. Now I'm going to prepare for my trip. It's my pleasure, Mr. Goku. Now go. I won't take up any more of your time. Goku goes to his resting place and packs his clothes in a capsule. After packing, he meditates since he had slept and wasn't sleepy. A few hours later, in one of the zones of the Destruction God's planet, we can see Beerus, Whis, the Oracle Fish, Vegeta, and finally Goku, who was saying goodbye to his friends. Well, it's time. Mr. Whis, please open the portal. You know what to do, Goku. Just search and eliminate the threat. Don't occupy your mind with other less important matters. Understood, Mr. Beerus? Don't waste time, Kakaroto, and complete your mission quickly. This place is boring without a training partner. Vegeta yells. Well, Vegeta, I'll try to finish quickly. Ready, Mr. Goku. The portal is open, the angel says after finishing creating the portal. Well, here we say goodbye. Mr. Whis, Vegeta, Mr. Beerus, Oracle Fish, I'll see you in a while. Everyone says goodbye to the Saiyan, and he enters the portal, which closes immediately. In the other dimension, Goku appears in the void of space. It doesn't bother him as he can breathe in the cold and dark space. Here I am. It seems calm, but there are some chaotic energies quite far from here. Regarding the energy, Goku thinks, I thought it would be something more unusual, but I was wrong. After all, chakra is not very difficult to learn or master, says the Saiyan in his thoughts. It's time to look for trouble, says Goku, coming out of his thoughts. Our favorite Saiyan comes out of retirement to start a new adventure. Without a doubt, this dimension is vast, and most of the planets are uninhabited. The most powerful presences mostly possess negative energy and are very far away. Those were Goku's thoughts. The Saiyan's musings stop when he feels something he has been searching for a while. Finally, he finds a populated planet, which is very rare and was quite hidden. Without a doubt, here is the largest concentration of chakra he has felt since he arrived. Well, the evil presences can wait. I'm hungry, and I'm curious to see what this new planet Earth will be like, the Saiyan thought aloud, very excited. The warrior descended to the planet and immediately felt a familiar air. He felt like he was in the countryside when he was a child with his grandfather Gohan. There wasn't much pollution, and nature undoubtedly predominated over populated areas. As he landed on solid ground, his energy gradually adapted to the locality. He felt how his ki went from being calm but destructive energy to a softer, more malleable one. Impressive. I never thought chakra could be so malleable. I feel like I can do almost anything with it, Goku thought, feeling a sensation similar to the ki he had never felt before. The Saiyan thought that by losing his ki in exchange for chakra, he would lose his ability to fly, but he was wrong. Without further ado, he took flight to the nearest populated area. In a town where betting houses and bars were abundant, we can see a beautiful woman with blonde hair whose main attraction was undoubtedly her two great personalities. The woman was accompanied by another who seemed younger, with black hair and a pig in her arms. These were Tsunade Senju and her apprentice Shizune Kato. Tsunade Sensei, you've had too much to drink. Besides, you have to pay your debts. If you keep going like this, someone could get hurt. Come on, Shizune, don't be a party pooper. Nothing will happen. Besides, I drink because I'm happy. I don't win at casinos every day. That's worse, Tsunade Sensei. Every time you win a bet, something bad happens. And because you won so much, the problem will be serious. Come on, Shizune, don't wish evil. Think positive. Maybe I'll finally have good luck. It is a slight possibility, but more likely, that a drunkard comes to flirt with you, and when you go to hit him, you accidentally hit someone else. Comments Shizune. Please, Shizune, don't talk nonsense, responds Tsunade, ignoring her. After the conversation, a few minutes passed and, somehow, as Shizune predicted, a man even more drunk than Tsunade came to flirt with the blonde woman, and in anger, she threw a closed fist punch that was going to hit the poor devil. But the raven-haired girl, knowing how dangerous that blow could be, removed the drunk from the way without realizing that someone was behind him, and therefore the blow hit that person's face. Silence stuck over the bar when the powerful punch crashed into someone's face, accompanied by a disgusting crack. Tsunade and Shizune's eyes widened as they saw the blonde's hand fracture like a twig. How the hell did I break my arm instead of cracking his skull? Tsunade was very surprised by how the person had endured her punch. The victim of Tsunade's hit was Goku, who came to this town looking for a place to eat. He looked for a good place that didn't seem too expensive and ended up here, but he didn't like that he was received with a fairly strong punch, something he didn't expect from this planet. Undoubtedly, you have a lot of strength, miss. That punch hurt, says Goku as he rubs his head. Oh, excuse me, sir. My teacher can't measure her strength when she's drunk. Well, she seems to be hiding it well. She doesn't seem very drunk. Who are you? I've never seen anyone take one of my punches and come out unscathed. Tsunade asks, seeing Goku a little calm after the blow. Oh, sorry. Nice to meet you. I'm Goku. Goku. What a stupid name, and you look like a weird creature with that outfit and hairstyle. I'm a fighter and I fight in this outfit, and as for my hair, it's like that by nature. To me, you're still a weird creature. Now I'd like to know how you took my hit and didn't even flinch. A punch of mine with that strength would have killed that po devil that Shizune removed. So, tell me, how did you do it? And why should I tell my secrets to a woman I just met and who also hit me in the face without even realizing I was there? You'll tell me because I'm Tsunade Senju, the Sannin of Sligs, or don't you know who I am? The girl warns in an annoyed tone. Well, no, I don't know who you are. If you want, you can see it this way. I'm just a man who lives under a rock and doesn't know what's going on around here. Goku responds without much concern. Don't mock me, Tsunade shouts, very upset. The blonde woman throws another powerful punch at Goku, which he stops with his open palm without moving a millimeter. How the hell are you not even moving? The girl asks, very impressed by Goku's speed. The blonde would throw another punch and this one would have the same effect, so she decided to make it more physical and try to kick him in the stomach. But Goku only takes a small jump to dodge the attack, and just before the Sannin's leg touches the ground, the Saiyan takes her so that she doesn't cause any damage. If I see now that you're drunk, any decent person has the decency to avoid a fight in public, but drunks don't do that, Goku says with a laugh on his face. The warrior surprises the blonde by carrying her on his shoulder and taking her out of the bar, where he throws her with the slightest force he can produce. The woman, despite her condition, falls steadily. What do you think you're doing, stupid? The girl asks Goku. It's possible that someone could have been hurt in the bar, so I decided to take this outside. If you want to fight, you'll have it, but you'll pay for the damages. Don't provoke me, idiot. Just because you can take my pinches doesn't mean you'll win. The drunken woman lunges at Goku and starts throwing punch after punch, showing that she doesn't have a fighting style, and that all she does in hand-to-hand combat is throw devastating punches. The Saiyan easily dodges the attacks and seems to be dancing while Tsunade tries to hit him. "Stop moving, you idiot," the girl yells as she attacks Goku. "All right," Goku responds with a laugh. The warrior stands still and receives another devastating punch in the face that doesn't even move him. And as a consequence, the woman breaks her already healed arm with medical ninjutsu. "Hey, isn't it better to stop this now? You're hurting yourself," Goku says. "Shut up, no one makes fun of me and gets away with it." The girl yells once again, very angry. The blonde woman heals her arm again, stands up straight, stabilizes herself, and brings chakra to her hands, gaining even more strength and destructive power. Goku feels this and becomes more alert. It's not that it does too much damage, but this new strength could hurt quite a bit. Apparently, she uses her chakra to increase her strength, so this energy can be molded in different parts of the body or the whole body to improve her physical characteristics. It's more than interesting, Goku thinks at that moment. The Sannin strikes again, but this time Goku, instead of dodging, starts blocking with his open palm or forearms, causing loud crashing sounds to be heard in the street, attracting more attention. Goku was also considering attacking, but he didn't know how hard he would hit. His last fights were against Beerus, Vegeta, and finally Whis, and it had been a long time since he had to limit his strength as he did on Earth so as not to damage anything. Finally, he decided to take his hand out, closed his fingers, leaving it open as if he were going to make some karate movement, and without further ado, lowered his hand to Tsunade's shoulder, trying to lower his strength so as not to kill her. The impact was spectacular. The woman immediately collapsed, feeling like a ball of steel weighing over a ton suddenly fell on her shoulder. The blonde fell motionless on the ground, unconscious, while Goku relaxed his arm and looked at the unconscious woman. "Sorry about that, but you were going too far. Seriously, I had never met someone so volatile. I just met her, and she already wanted to fight," Goku says. "At least I reduced my strength. If I knocked her down with a single blow, I wouldn't have imagined what would have happened if I hadn't reduced my strength," clarifies Goku. "Oh God, I knew something bad was going to happen. I'm sorry, Mr. Goku, for this inconvenience. My sensei is really volatile when she's drunk. Yes, I already noticed. I also want to apologize for provoking your sensei, but it would be more feasible when she wakes up. Where do you live? I'll help you take her." "Thank you very much, Mr. Goku. As for where we live, we're not actually from here. We always travel and go from town to town. My teacher and I are staying at a hotel." "I understand. In that case, guide me," Goku says. Both dark-haired people head to the hotel where the women are staying. Shizune undoubtedly had questions about this man. He was strange, his clothes, his hair, but especially his strength. He endured his teacher's powerful blows as if they were the attacks of a small child, and in addition to that, he defeated her with a single blow to the shoulder. "Excuse me, Mr. Goku. I hope I'm not bothering you, but where did you come from? People like you would be seen as phenomena. I'm not lying when I say that even the strongest and most resistant man in the world wouldn't be willing to take a closed fist from my teacher. Well, I just met you, and I don't think there's enough trust. Also, telling you and having you believe me would be another factor in that answer." Goku responds with laughter. "Let's put it this way, I'm just a foreigner. If there's ever better communication, I'll tell you my story and where I come from." Goku tries to explain. "Okay, Mr. Goku," the girl responds. Upon arriving at the hotel, they took Tsunade to the room that the two women shared and laid the blonde on one of the beds. "Take this, Shizune. This is a hermit seed. I know Tsunade can heal, but if she wakes up in a lot of pain, give it to her. It's not hard and it's easy to chew. Trust me, it will heal her completely." "Are you sure, Mr. Goku?" "Of course. I've had fights where I've had several bones broken, and with one of these seeds, I healed immediately. They're very effective. However, they can't be planted because they won't grow. These seeds are unique, so don't plan anything strange." "I understand, Mr. Goku. By the way, Where will you stay if you're new around here? Well, I'm new here, and I don't have any money. I was planning to sell some old belongings I had and earn a little money, but since it's already night, I couldn't sell them, so I'll sleep in the forest tonight. How dare you? Come on, sleep here instead. Take it as an apology from me for the inconvenience at the bar, okay? Are you sure? I don't want to seem like a pervert who will take advantage of you two. Well, I don't know you very well, but I don't think you're that kind of person. Please accept my invitation. I really don't want you to sleep in the forest, even after what happened. Shizune comments seriously. Just because you asked me. Thank you for letting me stay here. I really appreciate it. Since the hotel room beds were for 2 people, Shizune was able to lie down next to her unconscious master and left Goku the other bed. Without any further incident, the night passed and the next morning, a certain blonde who was drunk the night before woke up with a headache and an even worse pain in her right shoulder. What happened last night? I feel like I got hit by one of Jataya's toads. I see that Tsunade-sensei has woken up. She woke up earlier than I thought. What happened, Shizune? Tsunade repeats, unable to remember what had happened. Well, yesterday a drunk guy went to flirt with you, and you wanted to hit him without holding back and with your fist closed. I removed the drunk from the way, but he hit someone else who was behind that guy. What happened was that his punch didn't even make him move, and you started to get angry and ended up fighting in the street. When you started using chakra to enhance your fists, this person got more serious and defeated you with a shoulder blow that left you unconscious immediately. You're making things up again, Shizune. I haven't met anyone in my life who didn't flinch when hit by my punch without holding back. Tsunade comments very incredulously. Well, Tsunade-sensei, it's better that you believe it, because an apology for the inconvenience yesterday, and since he had nowhere to stay, I let him sleep in my bed, Shizune comments with laughter. The blonde turned her head to see Goku sleeping in the other bed. From above, it looked like he had taken off his orange fighting dogi shirt and didn't seem to be waking up soon. He was calm and not making any sound. Did you really let a man sleep here as if he wouldn't try something perverted? Tsunade says very angry. I slept great, just like you, and we're fine and clean. I don't think he's that kind of person, Sensei. I let him stay because he had no money or place to stay, and also because after the fight he could have left, but he wanted to apologize and help me bring her here. And no, he didn't grope me or anything. Oh yeah, he gave me this last night. He told me to eat it if I woke up in a lot of pain. It's called the hermit seed, and it's very effective for healing injuries. The girl remembers. Shizune, I'm the best doctor in the world. Do you think I'm going to believe that a simple seed can take away this pain? Why don't you try it and tell me how you feel? The women were excited to hear the man's voice. They both looked over at the other bed and saw him sitting on the bed. He still wore his orange pants, but his shirt was now the blue one that was under the orange one he wore last night. I would have beaten you up if I hadn't just found out you slept here. You're really temperamental. You remind me a lot of the 2 women who shared the most with me in the past. Anyway, whether you eat it or not, they are very scarce, and I would like to preserve as many seeds as possible. If this seed doesn't take away the headache and shoulder pain I have, I'll punch you out of here. Palm hairs. Okay, do it and tell me how you feel. The blonde eats the seed. She thinks it will be hard, but it's easy to chew and doesn't taste the best, but it's bearable. What makes her stunned is that almost immediately after swallowing the seed, she feels both strong pains disappear as if they had never been there. In addition, her energies recover suddenly and any hint of laziness disappears. The woman looks at the warrior with great surprise as he smiles at her. You see, they are very effective, Goku says as he observes her. What kind of witchcraft do these seeds have? It's not witchcraft, they are special seeds, the Saiyan replies. You said you had more, right? Yes, but if you're thinking of studying them, duplicating them, or planting them, I'm sorry to say that's impossible. For now, I'll give you 3 others in case the opportunity arises. Now, I want to apologize for last night. You provoked me, and I followed the game, and you ended up hurt. Apologies accepted. Shizune told me that you had nowhere to go. How about traveling with us? That way, you can get to know the country better, and I can look for a way to defeat you. Now do you think I defeated you so easily? If you gave me a seed that healed my pain and restored my energy in a matter of seconds, it seems logical to believe that you defeated me with one blow. Very well, I accept. But first, I would like to find an antique shop. I would like to sell some things to have some money. Fine. Shizune, go with him and help him. We're leaving this afternoon, as you say. Tsunade Sensei, Shizune responds. And so, a problem turned into an advantage for Goku. He got travel companions and apparently new friends. He would get to know a little more about this world so he could blend in better. When the trust with the two women grew, he would tell them the truth. Goku didn't like keeping secrets and preferred to tell things as they were. Here begins my new great adventure, Goku says with a mischievous smile on his face and his hand on his neck.
Come on, Tsuna, I know you don't like it, but I think you should go back to your village, even if it's just for a few days. You know, running away from your past will only bring you more torment. You are able to face your blood phobia, you are more than capable of facing your past, says Goku. Goku, I already told you, I don't want to. It's not to be mean, but 7 years ago was the QB attack on Konoha, and they are still recovering. I don't want to go visit and be put to work when I'm clearly in self-imposed exile, Tsunade comments seriously. Well, if you don't want to go, I won't continue teaching you how to use ki. We were doing so well, you could even make spheres, says Goku, threatening the girl. Fine, Shizune, let's go to Konoha, Tsunade orders. The short period of Goku's journey through the Shinobi continent turned into months and then years. He had talked to Whis about it, and it turns out that time between dimensions is different. While 4 years have passed in this dimension, only a few days have passed in the main dimension, something that Goku looked upon favorably since he wouldn't be scolded by Vegeta and Bills upon his return after finishing the job. Another novelty is that Tsunade and Shizune were under Goku's tutelage in ki manipulation. Obviously, after 2 years of traveling and being together, Goku had enough confidence to tell the women what he was, his story, skills, and more. With this, Goku assured them that they were now under divine protection, and if anything happened to them, he would be present to protect them. The Saiyan began to see Shizune as the daughter he never had, and Tsunade as that Milk 2.0 that was missing in his life. As such, Tsunade was fascinated with ki, and was very manipulable if you mentioned ki to her. Mr. Goku, you and your threats always make Tsunade-sensei reconsider. You really were that element she was missing to be at least a little happier, says Shizune somewhat happily. You know, Shizune, starting to travel with you was also that something I was missing. After everything I went through in my homeland, my life started to become very monotonous, Goku responds. By the way, how far are we from Konoha from here? Given that we are on the border limits of the country of fire, I would say about 4 days of walking. And I know you'll want to do it that way so you can train a little, Shizune replies. You're right. Tomorrow at first light, I want both of you to face me. I want to see how much you've improved since I started training you. So don't hold back and use everything you've learned, Goku says with a laugh. Yes, you say so, Tsunade responds. Okay, Mr. Goku. I think that way we'll find out if all the training was worth it, clarifies Shizune. The next day, as the Saiyan had told his story and more to his travel companions, both women learned about the existence of the storage capsules from Goku's world. They were like storage scrolls, except they don't wear out like the others that had to be discarded or repaired over time. We now see Goku leaving his tent. They had camped in a clearing they had found on their way to Konoha. I don't know how you can sleep like a lazy person and wake up so early, Tsunade says upon seeing Goku in the morning. It's a habit, Tsunade. Now come on, stretch and get ready. There's a test fight for both of you. I hope you don't disappoint me, Goku comments as he prepares. As he said this, Shizune emerged from her own tent while yawning. The warrior was waiting for his students when suddenly he felt 2 divine energies that he recognized very well. He really came here, isn't he supposed to be so busy? Goku would say upon feeling a presence. Who? Tsunade would ask strangely. Vegeta, Goku would answer seriously. With the mention of the god, he appears on an energy pillar next to Whis. Tranquility is breathed on this planet. Now I understand you, Kakaroto. Why stay here for a while? I see you're having fun with these women, Vegeta says haughtily. Actually, it's not entirely true. Since they're here, let me introduce you to the people I trust the most on this planet, well, and the only ones I know, Goku responds seriously. Tsunade, Shizune. These are Vegeta, the Destroyer God of Universe 7, and Whis, the Angel of this universe, advisor to the Destroyer God, and my master, Goku introduces them. Vegeta, Mr. Whis, these are Tsunade Senju and Shizune Kato, students, friends, and travel companions, Goku says. Oh, and which one is your girlfriend, Mr. Goku? Whis says laughing. Mr. Whis, stop joking. I met them by chance, and now we're traveling together. Even today, I would have tested both of them to see how much they've learned throughout their training. But you arrived. Which seems better to me, Goku clarifies, somewhat embarrassed. Tsunade, Shizune. Today I would have liked to test you, but I'll do something better. I want you to see the fight of two gods. What do you say, Vegeta? Are you up for it or are you afraid? Goku asks the god Vegeta. Afraid, me insect. I'll make you eat those words, the god Vegeta responds. Whis, create a barrier so this planet doesn't get destroyed, orders Vegeta. As you wish, Lord Vegeta. Miss Tsunade, Miss Shizune, please position yourselves behind me. The collateral damage of this battle will be immense and you could die. Responds the angel of the god Vegeta, Whis. Both women obeyed the angel and positioned themselves behind him while a large barrier was created around the area. Both have free reign, they can attack without restrictions. I'll make sure this dimension doesn't collapse. Clarifies the angel, Whis. Both warriors wanted to warm up, so they started with a Super Saiyan. It all started with an exchange of blows throughout the area. They didn't hurt each other as they counted and blocked all the blows thrown. Vegeta leveled up a bit by sending several ki balls at Goku, which he easily deflected and dodged. It's been a long time since we warmed up, it was always straight to business. Today I feel like having some fun. Don't give up so easily, Kakarado, shouts Vegeta. Same here, Vegeta, responds Goku. The two warriors moved on to Super Saiyan 2 and continued their battle, making different moves they used in that battle so many years ago when Vegeta was controlled by Babidi. The fight escalated from Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan God and then to Blue. All while the power of attack and destruction increased and it seemed like it wouldn't stop. They had already hit each other numerous times. Wounds and blood were already present on both their faces, as well as fatigue, which was slowly creeping up. So far, so good, Vegeta, but we have to reach the last level, says Goku excitedly. I agree, Kakarado, says Vegeta in response to Goku's words. Both concentrated as two crushing presences appeared and made the hair of the two new spectators stand up even more than it already was. This is ridiculous. This is the pinnacle of power in this universe, says Tsunade, somewhat annoyed. That's right, Miss Tsunade. Both have been powerful, but over the years they have reached a level where both are seen as highly respectable and powerful beings. Goku in the past was known as the mortal who surpassed the gods, and now he is the one who, not being a deity, is at the level of the angels. And that is the factor that makes him rise above Lord Vegeta, comments the angel Whis. Lord Vegeta took his place as a god of destruction and largely abandoned his training to devote himself to his new position, while Lord Goku began to train fully under my tutelage and gradually climbed up. Right now, Goku is the biggest pillar among beings outside the hierarchy of the gods, although he is considered one. Whis says, Lord Goku is impressive. I can't imagine the amount of training, fighting, sweat, and blood it took him to get where he is. Shizune wondered. That is a correct statement, Miss Shizune. And it is that same sacrifice that led him to be who he is now, clarifies the angel Whis. Returning to the battle, the fighters were now in their most powerful states, Ultra Instinct for Goku and Ultra Ego for Vegeta. Both doctrines are extremely different. One is based on the speed and reaction of the body, while the other turns you into a destructive berserker who, the more damage he receives, the more powerful he becomes. This is strange, Goku thought. Vegeta's energy is not like this when he's in Ultra Ego. It's chaotic by nature, but not evil. After his thought, Goku disappears in a blur of speed that is difficult for Vegeta to see, who blocks the attack by a miracle. The spiky-haired one tries to counterattack, but fails as Goku comes back, putting pressure on the god. He was trying to make him angry to see if his thought was correct. If it was, he would probably have to bury another friend in his infinite life in the not-too-distant future. Goku's actions bore fruit when Vegeta became angry and began to be careless, not only in his fighting style but also in his emotions and energy. Whis, for his part, became serious as he identified what was happening. He did not imagine that this would have such a sudden development. That evil energy was not a good omen. Sir Goku, end this battle now, recommends the Angel Whis. As you say, Lord Whis, responds Goku. Goku's power suddenly increased and he pounced on Vegeta, who could not react to the fulminating blow he received in the neck and was immediately knocked unconscious. Lord Whis, you told me it was slow to develop and would take a long time, Goku asks. It seems I was wrong in my assumption, Lord Goku. This is serious. If it continues like this, he will be removed and eliminated from the face of the universe. Many years ago, the same thing happened, and since then, it is law that if a destruction god succumbs to Ultra Ego and it controls him, he must be eliminated for the good of the multiverse, clarifies the Angel in response to Goku's question. Now I think Vegeta should never have learned this doctrine, much less become a destruction god. If so, I would have accepted Zeno-sama's proposal to make me a god years ago, says Goku. The past cannot be changed, Lord Goku. Now all we can do is wait and pray that it is not too late and Lord Vegeta does not become an enemy, responds the Angel Whis. I hope it doesn't happen like that, Lord Whis. Better take Vegeta and bring him back, explain the situation to Lord Beerus, and inform me of how things are going. I will continue to advance with Tsunade and Shizune. When I find a hole, I will visit and see how the situation is over there, Goku asks the Angel excitedly. Very well, Lord Goku. See you soon, responds the Angel, almost saying goodbye. The Angel left with the unconscious god and returned to his planet. What's going on, Goku? Asks Tsunade. It's serious, Vegeta's power is corrupting him. This can't happen with a deity, as it would affect the balance of the universe, says Goku. I hope you understand if I have to leave suddenly. The trio continues on their path. Tsunade and Shizune meet the main deities of the universe and see Goku fight seriously for the first time. Without incident, they reach Konoha. Goku doesn't test his students, as he is serious and thinking most of the time. Konoha 5 days later. It has been 5 days since Goku and his companions arrived at their destination. The Saiyan is fascinated by the huge wooden gates that are open to everyone. Here we are in Konoha. I'm not happy to be back, says Tsunade. You say that now. Later, you'll feel it was a good decision. For now, I'll separate from you and look for you later, says Goku. The Saiyan disappears from the women's sight. There is no record as the guards were asleep, so they were able to enter easily. As Goku walks through the Leaf Village, he attracts a lot of attention. His hair and clothing are very noticeable and extravagant to many. That's normal after all, Konoha is a military village and green and dark colors predominate because the absence of color helps to camouflage more easily. It's quite a big village. There are several decent presences for the standard, others that far exceed the standard, and then there's one with the same presence that Tsunade had when I met her. As far as I know, this must be the leader of the village, Goku thinks as he feels great powers. Goku's musings stop when he hears a small commotion in the nearby park. Look, it's the freak. Hey, stupid, where did you get that forehead? I bet your mom chops potatoes on it. Ahaha, says a boy teasing. The other children laugh at the words of the apparent leader. Goku takes this seriously, children teasing a pink-haired girl. The warrior doesn't like this and decides to intervene. Hey kids, didn't your mothers teach you that teasing others is wrong? Goku yells at the children. And who are you, clown? Responds one of the children. Someone who at your age could stand up for himself and didn't have to tease someone weaker to look strong, comments Goku seriously. Goku's statement weighs heavily on the children and they back off. If you want to be strong, train, study, do something productive. That way, you won't have to tease others to appear powerful, comments Goku to the child. The children turn around, apologize to the girl, and leave while the girl stands up slowly. Thank you very much, sir. I don't know why you bothered to defend a weak and ugly girl, the girl who is being bullied says. You're not ugly, little one. Everyone has their own attractiveness. Some have it physically, others have it in their mind, their way of being, and their feelings. Goku kindly responds to the girl's words. Now, little one, what's your name? Goku asks. My name is Sakura Haruno, sir, the girl responds with laughter. Sakura, like the flower, right? It's not far-fetched, your hair color is very similar. Besides, it's beautiful, Goku kindly says. Thank you very much, sir, Sakura says. It's true, I didn't tell you my name. Nice to meet you, Sakura, I'm Son Goku, the Saiyan introduces himself. Goku? Aha, your name is funny. Oh, Mr. Goku, nice to meet you and thank you very much. But I have to go, my mom has already come for me, Sakura says goodbye. Alright, little one. We'll see each other another time, Goku responds as he watches the girl leave. The girl left and Goku was alone again. Moments like this are what I need. What's coming will be tough. I'll stay a few more months and then go fulfill my mission, the Saiyan thought at that moment. The Saiyan walked through the village for a while longer until a man with an animal mask appeared in front of him. "You are Son Goku?" and Masked Man would ask. "Yes, what's going on?" Goku responds to the Masked Man. "Please come with me. Hokage-sama heard about you from Tsunade-sama and wants to meet you," the Masked Man says. "I understand, alright. See you there," Goku responds. Goku disappears as if he had never been in that place and appears next to Tsunade, who doesn't even flinch when the Saiyan appears. What did get excited was an old man who was behind a desk and other masked men who were hidden in the room. "Hello," Goku would greet, as stupid as ever. "Can't you come walking?" Tsunade says seriously. "Yes, but I'm lazy." "So, who wants to meet me?" Goku responds. "Him, Sarutobi Sensei. He is Son Goku." "Goku, he is Hiruzen Sarutobi," Tsunade clarifies. "Nice to meet you, Mr. Goku. It's certainly a pleasure to see someone who could convince Tsunade to return, even if it's only for a few days. With that, you have my respect. You don't know how stubborn Tsunade is. Convincing her of something is almost impossible," Hiruzen says. "Haha, you don't know how hard it was for me to get her to accept. You have me surprised, sir. I don't know many people who still maintain their strength and power after reaching old age," Goku says laughing. "Thank you for the compliment, Mr. Goku. Well, he's here now. What will you do now?" Hiruzen asks. "I'll stay for a while, and then I'll go fulfill some duties I have pending," Goku responds laughing. Thank you for watching this chapter. Consider subscribing so you don't miss the next chapters. Give me your suggestions, they could be very helpful. Don't forget to leave your like. Here is the link to the previous chapter in case you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, I also leave the link to the next chapter here in case it is already available. Until next time.